Alright everyone, it's that time of day again. We're doing this again. Last time I did this style of video, it was for Persona 3 Reload, just when it came out. And that video ended up getting 700 views. I don't even know how or why. But, alright, well, we're here now. And I'm going to play the demo for Gate 0. Which is an interesting game. Apparently it's adventure, story-rich, time travel, and historical. And for some reason it's similar to Fallen Order. There's no way that this game is in no way similar to Fallen Order. Do not believe that. I wonder what other games it would be similar to. Online co-op. It's online co-op, which means I could possibly get Yasir or Dermot to play this game with me, which would absolutely be impossible.
Mission failed.
If you want to see Dermot and Yasir play this game, make sure you comment that down. And if you want me to actually play Persona 3 Reload, you can also comment that, but I doubt anyone actually will. So yeah, let's just see what this game is about. Travel through time to ancient Israel in this compelling story-rich adventure. Explore a rich historical world as you engage with familiar events from the 1st century. Familiar events. Oh yeah, I just got back from hanging out with Jesus and the boys, the disciples. Did you know Simon cut someone's ear off? Oh my goodness. Gather resources like this is a game of Minecraft to help the locals. Use stealth to avoid danger and unlock riddles to unravel an age-old secret. It almost feels like I'm about to play a Legend of Zelda game or like an Assassin's Creed game, which is what the developers have said. That's what they're going to do. This is very much modeled after Assassin's Creed open world style of game, which is what is getting me annoyed the most. Let's just download this. Yeah, there's huge problems with modeling this game open world, specifically because open world gives you so much freedom, but the biblical narrative is so linear, so I don't know how well that those two are going to pass. Alright, okay. Back to work it is, back to work. Let's play. See you back when the game's open. This is a very interesting soundtrack. That's very nice. Welcome. We're excited to have you try out the preview of Gate 0. Please note that these oh god, that volume is actually loud. I need to fix that. Honestly, it is a good idea to support this. I'd be really happy if this game fully came out and it was a great game. I really hope that's the case. This is the property of BCC? Terrapolis, 2072 AD. That's not actually too far off. A few more years and you're in 2077, my friend. Okay.
The land is a dark place. The past 20 years has been under the rule of
I was not expecting this intro, I will be completely honest.
Abandoned Christian values.
That happened in 2010. The music is actually good. That's a what the heck?
My grandmother once told me that I would find the truth if I seek for it in the right places. She gave me a book where the secret was written and told me not just to think about it, but do and speak.
My heart can find no comfort. My tears like rivers run. My lamentations bitter o'er all that has been done.
We're not fighting against humans. We're fighting against forces and authorities and against the rulers of darkness and powers in the spiritual world. And in that fight, I need help. Help from you.
And at the walls I need, I'm ever wailing.
As you've probably guessed, we're going to be talking about Gate Zero, a game that is coming only God knows when. This game is such an enigma to me because it is simultaneously a game that I'm really excited for, but a game that I'm also dreading its release. And I don't feel good about that. The reason why I'm so excited for it is because it's going to be the first time in a long time that Christianity is going to have a good game with which it can represent itself. But it's also bad because it might just be another dud and just jump into the pile of many Christian games that we have all had to hang our heads low in shame of. Unless, of course, you think that John Christian, Blasphemous, and some other games, possibly even Doom, if you count that as doing God's work, which I totally do, by the way, if you count those as Christian games. But other than that, Christian games have been really weird because you can never really find a place for them. Blasphemous and Binding of Isaac, or the Rebinding of Isaac, and whatever else versions that there are all technically Christian, but also technically not. So I don't know if I feel comfortable counting those in. So Gate Zero is really filling in a gap in the market for me. That one type of game which is positive about Christianity, but is also fun to play, which has just never been in the same concept for all of these other games. And what you end up with is BibleX's best guess at what the modern audiences want in terms of a Christian game. An open world RPG with Jesus inside of it, modeled after Assassin's Creed. God, why? Alright, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Before I go any further, I do want to mention that what I'm going to be talking about is a demo, not the official release, and not even an early access beta. This is even worse than an early access beta, and so finding bugs should not be hard. Furthermore, this is not my stuff. This is BibleX's stuff, and also they're doing a Kickstarter. So please do go and give them some money if you believe in what they're doing. I believe in what they're doing, but I won't give them any money because I don't give anyone money. I am broke. Yet I somehow got the green screen. Don't ask too many questions. Let's talk about the story. The story of Gate Zero let's talk about it. So, you are Max, and your friend Hector is a time traveler / Christian / rebel against the government. So he is a lot of things, and he is staying away from the government. In fact, he has completely gone off the grid and is using a stream generator, which I don't know what that means. I originally thought he was talking about like an industrial revolution steam engine generator, but then, you know, when they said stream, I was whatever. He uses that to power his time machine to go back into the times of Jesus to solve a set of riddles given to him by his grandma, also a Christian, who also gave him a Bible, which is outlawed in the year 2070. So, why? I mean, don't get me wrong. Technically, the Bible should be enough to solve all of Grandma's riddles, and the Grandma's riddles aren't doctrinally accurate by nature of them being riddles. So therefore, why is that even a concept? And also, the entire concept of time traveling is just really bad in this situation. Max is going back in time to observe. He's not going back in time to change anything. At least that's what I'm understanding. It's not like Max is going to go and punch some Roman guards in the face and do something in order to keep the timeline straight, or even to change it. Like, I thought, you know, if I had a time machine and the government was evil and against Christians, I'd use the time machine to go back, rewrite some political laws, and then jump into the future. But no, instead we just want to watch what happens. So, okay, I guess we can just work with that, maybe.
yeah, that's all I got for the story. The story itself is just kind of meh. It's a bit of a nothing burger. Time traveling is exciting, yes, but also it's a demo, so I have nothing else to go off of. Max goes around, from what I can tell, from different parts. He meets Jesus' mother, he meets the disciples, he ends up on a boat at some point, or in the catacombs, I think. Whatever the case, it's just I mean, it's all biblical stories that if you had just read the Bible, you would have had more excitement out of from all of that. Let's talk about something else. Visuals. The visuals of this game are absolutely amazing, and yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I mean, a lot of the open world in the demo is just assets that I could find on the Unreal Engine store, but I mean, the architecture of the temple is amazing and also almost accurate. I'm saying almost because I'm not going to say absolute. Otherwise, I'll just get flamed by myself later on, and Mary. Whatever the case, the temple looks great. I had a bit of an issue with the graphics. It was originally on high, but then it had way too much motion blur, so I set it to low. But then there was a change in brightness. After that, I went to medium, and then all of a sudden I got tessellation, and I was like, why am I getting tessellation? And then I decided to go to cinematic and epic, and also those two weren't working. So these are high with excessive motion blur, low with low brightness, or 3 faulty settings. Don't know why, but hey, it's a demo, so remember, don't worry about it. Also, for some reason, the physics in the game was also acting up. Why I bumped into the couple of villagers sometimes, and then my camera would just go through them instead of just them passing by me. And I cut through a couple apples and a couple rocks every now and then, and for some reason they would just hit. Like, I threw 2 apples at a donkey and they just hit the donkey and just stayed afloat for some reason. Whatever the case, otherwise everything else looks pretty nice. The temple layout looks great, the characters look great. I mean, they do kind of look a bit outdated. I mean, it is 2024, the standard of games now has risen. Oh, Jesus, what is going on with me? The standard of games has gone up incredibly, but still, there's something about Game Zero that just makes its characters look off. Like Kung Fu Panda 4 kind of off. And yeah, that's all I have to say about it. What else is there to say about this game? Let's talk about gameplay. Gameplay is, I mean, can you even count it as gameplay in this demo? Jesus, why am I so negative about this? You don't get to do much in this demo. You get to save 5 of a kid's 40-some lambs that he lost. You have a conversation with him, but also halfway through you start talking back with Hector while he's literally in front of you. And then you go to the temple. You need to enter into the temple, but then you don't have the ability to do so because you're not a Levite, so you have to go and do a stealth segment to get some robes, run back without doing that said stealth segment, and then you have to go inside the temple because now you are a Levite because the robes made you a Levite. And then you go into the temple, you make either 1, 2, or 3 pieces of showbread, which only the Levites can eat. You cook that, you make that showbread, you then put 1 back in its place. You get a little lecture from the Levite there about, the sacred ceremonies, and hey, that was nice. But then after that, that's the end of the demo. And yeah, the gameplay that's pretty much it. It's not a lot to go off of. Can you tell how frustrated I am by this game? I mean, come on, it's just a demo. So this being 1 hour long is fully understandable to me, and I understand that there's not a lot of gameplay, but goodness gracious me. Let's talk about Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I played Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance for 1 hour because I only had the demo because it was a used Xbox 360 and it still had the demo loaded onto it. So I played that demo, and by God, it was a fun demo. It had a tutorial segment, it had a story segment, it got me invested, and I was really sad that I only had the demo and not the entire game to play. This, on the other hand, just makes me feel nothing. I mean, I had a little bit of fun, I guess, kind of running around, but that's all there is. It was 30 minutes of me just running around. There was a stealth segment, but I wouldn't call that stealth. I'd call that just absolute idiocy. If you've ever played Blades of the Shogun, that is stealth. If you've ever played Metal Gear, that is stealth. If you've ever played Metro or Crisis, that is stealth. But whatever we're doing in Gate Zero is not stealth. This game is going to have a hard time because there's not much conflict to go off of. I don't see Max getting into trouble with anyone. I don't see him fighting anyone to get out of it. Rather, all I see pretty much is that Max is going to get in and he's going to get out, because that's all I've got to go off of the demo so far. So, oh well. So far, I've probably printed out a really bad image of Gate Zero as the demo, but that's probably because that's all it is. It's a demo, and it's not great. This video is really me just trying to ask BibleX, please, 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 for the love of everything good and holy, and even if there's one glimmer, one person in BibleX who has Jesus in their hearts, please try better. Don't be afraid of violence. Don't be afraid of conflict. Don't be afraid of doing something new, because we don't want a biblical study tool. Gate Zero has amazing, amazing understanding of biblical texts and references and how each one connects with the other. And as a biblical study tool, Gate Zero is absolutely amazing. But as a game, it sucks. And that's what you need to really approach it from. Not as a biblical study tool, but as a game. If Gate Zero does great as a biblical study tool, the only people that will be playing Gate Zero are Christians for the purpose of it being a biblical study tool. As soon as people have a grasp of what of the Bible, Gate Zero will be thrown away and no one will be coming back ever again. But if Gate Zero is great as a game, it will be the best biblical study tool ever made. Be something completely different. And, you know, stick to the biblical narrative. That's probably where the money's at. At the end of the day, see ya.